It's pretty sad to think that we may never get Monster Truck Mater diecast released ever again. I mean, sure, Mattel did just bring back the Cars Toon diecast into the main line for 2023, but they've only done Tokyo Mater cars so far. And since we don't have a deluxe line anymore, I really just don't see how they're ever gonna go about re-releasing these really cool monster trucks from the Monster Truck Mater short. I mean, it's pretty sad because they're some of the coolest cars Mattel has done in the Cars Toon line, and it really is a shame that we may never see them again. But whatever, welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everyone. At least they did do a pretty good job at releasing them back in the day. There's a couple of them that they missed out on, but they did some pretty cool ones, including Rasta Mater right here, which is a very cool alternate version of the Tormentor, which is Mater in his monster truck form, pretty much. But the only difference with this one is pretty much just the hair. He's got all these cool dreadlocks on his head, and different expression too, and I think the wheels are different as well. I don't have a normal Tormentor diecast, unfortunately. Only the Disney Store one, and I won't even bother showing it to you guys because it's so beat up and just in rough condition it's in. But I do have this Rasta Carian here, which is where Mater actually gets his dreadlocks from. Once again, from the Disney Store, though, this is actually the only Mattel Monster Truck Mater diecast I have somehow. I don't know why. I just never really found them. They must have been pretty popular back in the day, but I don't really remember. He was only released in 2010 and 2013, so not really that much. So I guess he probably is pretty rare nowadays. I think he is actually. Not one of the rarer ones. Like I think the Mattel Rasta Carian is much rarer than Rasta Mater here, but still, I remember getting him. I don't remember exactly when, but I don't think it was 2013. Definitely wasn't 2010. I think if anything, it was like 2015 or 16. But obviously, this must be the 2013 version, especially because I think the date stamp says that too. Yep, 1543. So it must be. I don't know. I just don't remember getting him. Like it feels like I got him only like 5, 6 years ago. When in all reality, it must have been probably 10 years ago now, which is pretty crazy to think about. But whatever. This is a very cool version of the Tormentor, and I gotta give credit where credit is due to MaterFan08, who actually suggested that I should do this guy. And I don't blame him because it's a very cool version of Mater. One that I often forget about that I even have because he is the only Monster Truck Mater diecast that I have, like I said. So I often just kind of put him in the drawer and just forget about him. Or I put him on my little side shelf before and he looked pretty cool on there. But unfortunately, it was actually just a packaging for like Christmas bulbs that I had, and the cars just got too heavy for it. I think it got hit or something when they were doing electrical work or something in my room. And unfortunately, all came down, and this Tormentor Rasta Mater came down with it. So now he's just back to not really having a home in the car's garage. I don't really know where to put him because he really doesn't. I mean, he fits, but it's just like there's no room for him over there by all the other Maters. So I don't know. He just doesn't really have a home anymore, I guess. But anyways, before we zoom it on in and take a closer look at him, you can see him fighting off the Rastacarian in his montage scene, where he's just getting like, better and better each time at wrestling, and he's he somehow ends up with the Rastacarian's dreadlocks on his head. I don't really know how. He flips him over, and then he even says his famous line, "Who be jamming now?" They all say, "You be jamming now, Mayor." So he basically just steals all his thunder. I don't know, Mayor. Not very fair play, but he did win the fight, so I guess he is entitled to it. Anyways, though, other than the dreadlock situation, I do think it's pretty much the same as the normal Tormentor diecast. I do wish I had it for comparison's sake. I think the wheels are actually a different size. Yeah, because he gets progressively bigger as you go throughout the short. You just watch Mater get better in his wrestling career, which, in all honesty, probably didn't actually happen. But I think that the Monster Truck Mater short is one of the more realistic cartoon shorts. Like I think it possibly could have happened, especially because there was a old poster in the Cotter Pin in Cars 3 for the Tormentor, I think, or something like that. Something about Monster Truck Mater. There's an Easter egg in it in Cars 3. So that kind of, leads to the fact that maybe it did actually happen. I don't know. But all the other ones, like Mater going to space, Mater becoming an airplane, I just don't buy it. Mater going to Tokyo, though, I could potentially buy that one. Possibly. Anyways, though, there's a Tormentor text. Beautiful gold foil. Very cool. Nice black shadow to it as well. Tormentor. He gets that name because he tells them his name is Mater, and then they just try to beef it up a little bit, and they change it to the Tormentor, which is pretty cool. There's his nice big old buck teeth. his smile peeking out through the mask there. He is wearing a mask, as you can tell. It really covers like his entire front of his truck. Doesn't go onto the truck bed though. Covers his mirrors there. Look at that. You can see that's what that's supposed to be. I always thought that was just his window. But no, that's his mirrors like folded inwards. Pretty cool. Actually a nice like texture to the whole like mask situation here. It is made of metal, of course. Like not really texture, but you can just like see some indents. And it's not like a clean cut there, like around the wheel wells. So pretty cool. You can definitely tell like it's supposed to be a mask. I like that they did that nice detail. Fortunately, big old cracks here in the front because this is a plastic mouth plate, but I must say it blends in pretty well. The color, it just very obvious. Like this one's okay because it's, I guess, I mean, no, it shouldn't really be. I was gonna say because the hood, but I don't even think he's wearing a hood under there. No, I don't think he is. Because, yeah, when he goes originally to the wrestling arena, he is in his rusty form, so that doesn't really make sense. Like, you'd think if this did happen, it would have happened years ago, so he wouldn't have been rusty. But no, it clearly happens, like, after the events of the first Cars movie, because McQueen's there, too, which just really doesn't make any sense. Clearly, if it did happen, McQueen would have remembered it, so I don't know. I don't think any of the shorts actually happened, but maybe in some stretch of the imagination they did. Cool expression though, he's looking up to the left there. Don't get expressions very often when they're looking up and to the side. I like that. I love how the cyan blue mixes with the bright red and the teal, which is like Mater's classic color, which he was back in the day. Very cool. Although the entire truck bed section is made of plastic, so that's unfortunate. A113 license plate. Pretty cool they included that. I honestly didn't think the Tormentor had that license plate, but I guess he does. That's cool. They even painted the taillights, painted all these little hooks here and everything. The old tow cable is very nicely painted. Unfortunately, it's the wrong color, though. It really shouldn't be so dark. Maybe it's just like the way it was put on plastic. I don't know. Like, they were able to do the rims the right color. Nice, bright, shiny red. And that's what this should be, too. But unfortunately, it's like a mahogany type red, and well, it's just kind of inaccurate, but oh well. I like how they did color in all the ropes silver. That looks pretty cool. Also, I noticed he's got like extra ropes here on the side, and they're not connected to the bottom either, so I don't know why. I never realized that before until I was just taking a look at him when I was getting this video all ready. Look at that, each side. A normal mater doesn't have that on his tow cables, so I don't know what's going on there. It does look nice though to see him like in a different color than brown, which we're so used to seeing all the time. I like it. They even colored in his amber light up there. Very nice. This is a dust collector though, this one, I must say. This whole like contraption here on top. It really reminds me of Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Just because of all like it reminds me of tentacles, I guess that's why. Or Squidward from SpongeBob a little bit. Like he's some kind of mythical sea creature. But they're supposed to be like tow cables, I guess. But also like dreadlocks. Dreadlock is a cool hairstyle, and that's obviously what the Rasta Carian has. But the Rasta Carians, on this Disney Store one at least, they're just not as detailed, and like they're all connected together. They're not as like free moving. I don't really like them that much on this one. I really don't like the Disney Store Monster Truck Mater Diecast at all. I don't think they did a good job with them. They're all plastic too for some reason. They just feel very cheaply made. They mark up easy. So I don't even really want to show them to be honest. I wish I had the Mattel ones, but unfortunately, don't remember finding them back in the day. Or if I did, I probably just didn't get them because I already would have had the Disney Store ones. So probably that's why, because I was probably little at the time. It's usually what I did. It was one or the other. I usually didn't get both, except for Rip Kuchkonsky. That was the only one. I got him as a Disney Store car, and right when I found him as a Mattel diecast, I knew I had to get him because it's one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite World Grand Prix racer. Yeah, it's a nice texture to these tow cables here. Really cool. Like a rough, but like rubbery, soft in a way too, kind of texture. It's weird, but yeah, they definitely collect dust up there. I could not get it out for nothing. Probably would have had to get like a big, like an air sprayer thing to get all that dust out. But there's a look at the Tormentor text on this side. Very cool. And there's his chassis. Very nicely detailed. Mattel did a good job, I must say. with detailing the chassis. I love how you can see through. It's all like very, very precise. Very cool, very intricate. I like it a lot. Cool, like red thingies here. I guess would that be a shocks? I think, or is hydraulics? I don't know. I don't know much about monster trucks or real life cars in general. I do like the treads on his tires though. They're pretty small though for like the size of him. His tires are pretty small. That's why I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they end up growing later on, like not growing, but he gets new tires just because he beefs himself up and becomes like a bigger monster truck, fight off bigger cars and bigger monster trucks, like the giant monster in the end, the Frankenstein's monster. Almost forgot about him. I haven't watched Monster Truck Mater in a while. It's a pretty good short. It used to be, I think, one of my favorite ones. I love Tokyo Mater too. And I really like the newer ones too, like the 2012 shorts, like the Air Mater one. I like how it ties into planes. And I do love the Mater Private Eye one. That might be my second favorite, probably. The date stamp reads 1543AZ, so 154th day, 2013. Like I said, he was released in 2013 and 2010 originally. Very cool, very plastic on the base, but still pretty cool. The tires have really nice free range, because there's a lot of room in there for the axles to move, so you can do some cool moves and poses with them, like look at that. Anyway, so hope you guys did enjoy this nice little short review of the Rasta Carian. Not much to talk about with him, he really is just Tormentor, but with the additional headpiece. But I never reviewed Tormentor before, so pretty cool that I finally got to review a version of him at least. And hopefully, maybe they'll release a new, updated Thailand variant of this guy eventually. I think that Thailand could do a good job with him because they'll probably add all metal to the back part of him, his truck bed, and they'll probably make no melt plate in the front, so that'll be cool. But who knows what they'll do? They'll probably never release him again because they don't have a deluxe line. Who knows? Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on the Cars Garage.